Hey, hello. So we have already looked at the two main pieces of the three-legged framework, which I call the BFF methodology or the BFF framework, basically the Beastie method of weight loss. Now we are going to look at the third pillar, which is fellowship. So we have the acronym BFF, which is belief system, the food system, and now we're going to look at the overview of the fellowship system. So you are basically not meant to live life alone. You are not to walk alone. So when you're walking in the journey as a Christian woman to transform your health, your weight, your body to the glory of God, to the goals of health that you would like to leave and the legacy of health that you want to leave for your generations, you're not going to walk this alone. Even God in the Garden of Eden did not determine that men should live alone. So, building your faith-filled support network, how do we get that? How do we achieve a fellowship, a community system that is built on integrity, that is built that is faithful, that is Christ-centered, and that is uplifting and health-giving and not health-draining, not sucking out the life out of you? So it's just basically diversity of women with different giftings, with different capabilities on the same mission to achieve the same goal, working together. So fellowship matters. And why does it matter? Because we were designed to walk in this, we were not designed to walk in this journey alone. We were designed to walk with others. Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9 and 10 to 10, it says, two are better than one. And if one falls, the other one will lift him up. There's another place, I do believe it's in Proverbs that talks about iron sharpens iron. Man shall not live alone. Man should not walk alone. We were created to live in community. It should be God-centered. Accountability is love, not shame. It's not guilt. It's not guilt tripping. It's not subduing each other. It is not stepping on each other's toes. It is love. It is not shame. Support brings joy and consistency. Fellowship equals healing and strength. So who is in your circle? I want you to look, if you look into your workbook, I need you to look and do the exercise that is there. In addition to the questions that might be there, they may not be similar. Write 2 to 3 women who can support you. Write 2 to 3 women who you can support. Look for 2 to 3 women who you have common interests. Pray about it. Think about them. Explore biblically what it would look like for you to be in communion with these 2 to 3 ladies. Invite them into your journey this week. Make a call this week. Don't just leave it to chance. Don't say, oh, I'll get in touch. If you leave it too long, procrastination is going to breed inactivity. So invite them into your journey. Share with them what you're looking to achieve. Consider starting a faith-filled check-in group with them. Open vulnerability, somebody says, is a superpower. When we break before each other in the presence of God, together we grow, we heal. Ways to join a good community: you join a walking group, a healthy potluck, pray with a friend over your health, celebrate small wins together. And I'm going to give you some guidance on what it looks like to build a community that is supportive. Now, if you're like me initially, you would say, I am not a people person. I just like to be alone. And to an extent, that might be what you've experienced. But is that a character that you've given yourself? Is it God-given? Is it what God intended? And why is that? It might be because you've been wounded, church hurts, family brokenness. It could just be you've been burned too many times and you're not willing to try again. I've been there. I've gone through my shares of heartbreak with people, not just romantic relationships, not just family relations, but even friends. And it can be hard to give yourself that opportunity to engage again. But I promise you, it can be a source of brokenness and pain, but it can be a great source of healing, growth, vitality, and support. So fellowship builds consistency. You're not a weak for needing support. You are wise. And one of the things that you need to look into building a strong community is, one, you need to know who you are. Again, we go back to the mindset. These 3 things will work in connection. If I want to draw an image, which I think I've been saying I will need to do it, is you think of 3 circles that are building inside of each other. There is the common center where that is, where you're standing, and it's your health. These 3 pillars are going to work in integration. So you have to know who you are. You have to know who you are in Christ. You have to examine the layers, the onion layers that are on your feet, you're standing on, where you're coming from. What are those character traits that are not biblical, that are not godly, that are strategies of the enemy for your downfall? And you have to deal with them before the Lord in prayer. You have to know who you are. You have to build yourself. You know that advice we used to be given by our moms, like, if you can know yourself, if you can build your authentic self, even in marriage, you will not be able to do anything. You will not be able to build. If they tell you, if you can be satisfied as a single woman, you won't be satisfied in marriage, because marriage may not satisfy you if you're not whole and complete. I don't know. You judge that advice for yourself. But when it comes to community, you really have to know who you are, your identity in Christ. Because if you're looking for others to really fill you up, you're looking for other people to do the work for you, accountability doesn't mean work for you. Doesn't mean them doing the work for you. It really means you're bringing in your total commitment and your total self to the equation, to the table. And then number 2, you have to really pray for God to bring you the right people in your life. You don't just want to go opening up yourself and committing yourself to do life with people who you're not on the same table. You need God's guidance. Again, we go back to the Proverbs chapter 3. Proverbs chapter 3. Commit your ways unto the Lord, and he shall direct thy path. We have to pray. We have to humble ourselves. And even after that, sometimes we might get it wrong, but if we are committing things to God, it is going to be much easier to deal with the pains that come with community and fellowship. Because I'm going to tell you up front, it is not without commitment. It's not without hard work. It is not without some conflict here and there, but it is in weathering those conflicts that the beauty comes in. But the weathering of those conflicts and those hard conversations and those moments that we really don't want to get into, it can only be made possible if we are committing everything to God, and if we are working on ourselves to be what God really wants us to be grown, mature Christians, to be working with the Lord, to be in the presence of God, and not looking to people to satisfy, but to God. And then the other thing, apart from working on ourselves and building our identity in Christ and our satisfaction in Christ, the second thing being prayer, the third thing would be now look for like-minded people as the Lord leads you. Look for people who are going to come into your corner as you pray. Don't overthink it if you're praying and you're committing it to God. If you see people like-minded, people wanting to achieve the same goal, communities, working groups, Bible study groups, be on the lookout when you're praying. Be on the lookout when God is giving you signs, when God is leading you, and seek for ways that you know God is communicating to you. And then just put yourself out there. Don't go knowing that it's gonna be roses without the branches of the roses. You know, we like roses, but roses are thorns in their branches. So any good community that is going to be built, it has to weather those moments of conflict, those moments of hard time, and we have to do it. It's just what is made to be. But it's extremely necessary. It's extremely crucial. We have to put ourselves out there. Now, if you're looking to discuss possibilities, and if you have really, you've not healed from heartbreaks and heartaches that are being caused, and especially through church, through women communities, you need to have that dealt with before the Lord. Seek any help, seek any counsel. In a multitude of counselors, there's safety. If you need to seek therapy, if you need to seek biblical counseling, if you need to seek help, whatever help that you need to seek to build yourself in the most holy faith and being the person that needs to be in a healthy community with boundaries, with perspective, with godly freedom, then that's what you need to do. So fellowship will build consistency, it will build support, it will build laughter. We need those connections. We have been a society that is so taken out from human connection to gadgets, electronics, and I know nature is good, but we have everything else connecting to us except human beings. And there's that connection is needful if you're going to be wholesome and whole in terms of your health. You're losing weight, you need those moments of laughing, you need everything that comes into the mix. So those 3 pillars, you need to be able to watch out of them. But remember, again, your exercise. Look for 2 to 3 women. Pray this week. Look for 2 to 3 women who God might be leading you to, who could be walking with you in your journey. And seek to just make a little group. You can center it in Bible study. You can center it in looking for studies that are related to health and food and growth and wholeness, and trust it in the hands of the Lord. One of the biggest pieces of community and fellowship is seeking expert advice. That's where I come in. And that's why I'm inviting you to this group. Let's get connected. Come into the group chats. Come in and join the challenges. Come in and let's talk and get advice. We have a lot of changes in terms of the food in the agricultural space, in what is happening. Our bodies have changed over time because of poor lifestyles, epigenetics. That is basically the change in environments that is affecting how our genetic makeup is functioning. But at the end of it all, let's come and find something that works for you. So that's why I come in to bring in the expert advice, to bring in the expertise that you need, even for your small community, that you need to be able to make informed choices with strategies that are evidence-based, and above it all, that we are going to incorporate faith. I do say that I give you coaching that is evidence-based, that is science-based, but perfected by faith. Because at the end of the day, faith is a glue that holds our lives together. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of God's mouth. So as you seek to build a community around you, as you seek to look into that support system, don't forget the biggest support system begins with you and God. If you cannot be accountable to God, if you cannot be accountable to you, you will not going to be accountable to another system. It has to begin you being accountable to God, you being accountable to you, integrity, commitment, resilience. Those are the things that we need to build in to be able to get into the communities that function and that work in and allow us to get the results that we need to look at. Now, let's meet in the group. Let's meet in the platform. Let's communicate. Let's chat. Send me your questions and let's keep talking. So thank you so much. If you're to this point, if you're listening to me at this point, you have watched the 3 main videos about the overview of the BFF methodology. When these 3 pieces are coined together, they're implemented in a way that honors God, you will get the results, and you're able to have tools long-term that are going to give you the results that you need and maintain health that is going to help you to achieve your God-given goals and purposes in life, to the glory of God, to the beauty of you and to those around you. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'm looking forward to interacting more in the platform, and God bless you. God give you all the grace, and let's see how we're going to crush those goals. Thank you, and God bless you.